Good morning and welcome to your card of the day for Tuesday the 18th or Wednesday the 19th of March, depending on what side of the date line you're on. Now our card today is Harmonic Flight. This is beautiful. And that infinity sign at the top. The DNA. So the key words for this card are seeing the divine in the eyes of another, relationships with deep bonds, karmic connection, clearing illusory projections, life-changing connection, transmuting dissonance, removing heart armor, being seen, and teamwork. Now this powerful image, and I'll show it to you again, this powerful image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another and our armor drops. When we meet another being and we're present in the moment with no stories, no judgments, no insecurities. So being fully in the moment without judgment, without stories, dropping our stories. It's quite a difficult thing to do. We need to be at quite a level of healing to be able to completely drop our stories. And yet, isn't that what our journey is really about? When we recognize that divine essence in another being, we remember that what we perceive in others is also within us. And when we surrender into the stillness of pure being, which I talk about all the time, we may glimpse the eternal. In that place we can glimpse the eternal. And we were talking about that yesterday, about the void, where all is seen, known, and allowed to simply be. And what a place of pure joy that is. Now, many people are out there looking for their twin flames, longing for the depth, the passion, the cosmic recognition that this connection brings. The flip side of this breathtaking and soul-shaking relationship is it's also one of the most confronting, raw, and transformative relationships we can ever experience. Those closest to our hearts often challenge us the most, calling us to grow in ways we never expected. And I have known this. If we are able to see and be seen without wearing our armor, dropping our armor, able to trust and allow, this is the gateway to deeper love. Love's expression often stirs the release of our old wounds and our patterns. And in this vulnerability, our shadows can rise. Not to break us, they rise for us to heal. When we feel safe in love, and safety, that word, safe, is so key. Because it was when I felt safe that I was able to start healing. Until then, I just kept repeating my patterns. But once I felt safe and seen, I was able to start healing some of those really deep wounds. And when we do feel safe, our defenses soften. It allows us to drop deeper into our hearts. And it's here in this sacred openness that our fears and projections can surface. And we will often project those onto those that we love. And these unconscious behaviors and the childhood conditioning is able to emerge, it's able to rise up because it's looking for resolution. You're in a safe place and all these things rise up. And we feel sometimes that it's the other person because we project it outside of ourselves. But it's really these things coming up in ourselves asking to be healed. It can feel as though our partner, the person we love, is the source of our pain, and it can shake our ground, it can shake our reality, feel like an earthquake, which can put us into chaos. And that urge to retreat can be strong. The urge to run away, to leave. Yet, if we're able to stay present, if we hold steady through this fiery storm, the fear starts to dissolve. And what once felt like destruction becomes a softening, an opening, like a gateway to expansion. A true twin flame connection transcends time and lifetimes. A twin flame connection binds us so profoundly that instead of walking away, we choose to face the flames because the intensity of the bond drives us to seek healing. That's the reason for the bond in the first place, to drive us to seek that healing, to break through our limitations and to rise beyond our wounds. Because we know that this love, this precious love, is worth it. Oh, goodness me. Sorry, you'll wait a moment. We know that this love is worth it. And we know that when we rise, we both rise together. And not only both of us, but when we rise, whole of humanity rises with us. The universe in its infinite wisdom aligns twin flames in perfect synchrony. Their wounds, our triggers, our imbalances are mirrored in each other, reflecting the areas where healing is most needed. And this can be volatile, it can be tumultuous if we stay in fear. But if love is our foundation, if both people are willing to truly see and be seen, then their struggles, their individual and their combined struggles, are able to be alchemized into a profound transformation, like the phoenix from the ashes. And this healing can form a bond that endures, deepening into a lifelong companionship. Or as the intensity of the connection settles, and it is intense, it is such an intense connection, the relationship can shift into another form, one of unconditional love, completely free from attachment, yet eternally connected. And having experienced this total unconditional love, free of attachment, that eternal connection, it's worth the hard work to get there. What we see in another's eyes is a reflection of our own essence. Now this card, Harmonic Flight, I'll show it to you again. It's inviting us to step back and take a look at the broader tapestry of a close relationship, someone that we're close to realize that what appears as a challenge may be a projection, a mirage that is shaped by our own old wounds, calling our attention to family, community, and the ways that we can bring harmony wherever there is discord, allowing for deeper growth. Because the connections that we hold have the power to alchemize fear into understanding. The karmic patterns, they'll continue to unfold until they're seen and met with awareness and presence. And now is the time to tend to them. Now is the time to tend to those karmic patterns, to bring resolution where it's needed. A profound life-altering connection may be drawing near, one that will shift your path in ways that you can't imagine at this time. And when it comes, you know. Because the moment that you meet them, you know them. You know. Now, I don't want this to become a twin flame. It's such a catch term. Everyone's seeking their twin flame, thinking that it's some dream, romanticized thing. Twin flames are hard. They bring your deepest lessons. They challenge you more than anybody else. And no relationship where there is no respect is worth staying in. There is a difference between the reflection and the mirroring of a twin flame relationship based on unconditional love. Than the bond between an empath and a narcissist. Unconditional love does not mean no boundaries. And a twin flame relationship will bring up all your wounds. It will show you where you don't have boundaries. It will trigger all your triggers. It will show you where you need healing. But if both of you decide that this unconditional love is the basis, the foundation of this relationship, and there is respect and honouring the sovereignty of the other, then you have twin flames. Anything else is false. It's important to stay only if you're respected, because you deserve to be seen and respected. So this card's coming to say that you may well have someone like this coming into your life. I do feel that these relationships are becoming more common at this time because it helps us to bring the illumination into the planet, into the world. Not just the planet, but every living thing upon it. More into humanity, because the planet is, she's moving forward with or without us. And it's up to us to drop those judgments and to move in that place of unconditional love and allowance. Right, that's a heavy food for thought for first thing in the morning for you. And an interesting thing for me to have on my mind as I prepare for bed tonight. I wish you an absolutely wonderful, blessed day. May your heart be filled with joy. It's good night for me. See you tomorrow morning.